fact-check report on misuse of February 2nd screenshot in Aruu County political discourse. This late November 2025, a screenshot of a February 2nd post by Chris Jude, that is Chris Chen, as a surfaced across select WhatsApp forums, particularly in Aruu County. The post listed on Beatrice Akuri, Honorable Liliana Bear, Honorable Christopher Komakech, and Honorable Martin Ojama Penduzi as favorites, and is now being circulated as an indicator of current voter sentiment. This report clarifies the original context, assesses the credibility of the source, and highlights the risk of narrative distortion in political communication. To start it off, timeline and electoral context. Original post date was February 2nd, 2025. NRM primary elections were held on July 17th, 2025, and the current circulation is November 2025. The post was made more than 5 months before the official NRM parliamentary primaries, which were conducted nationwide across 72,000 villages. All 4 individuals named in the post did go on to win their respective NRM primaries, confirming their popularity within party structures at that time. However, the post itself was speculative and not based on formal polling. It was not intended to reflect general electorate sentiment or forecast outcomes beyond the party's internal processes. Source profile: who is Chris Jude? The original post was authored by Chris Jude, also known as Chris Chen, whose public profile includes NRM chairperson of Gulu District, Secretary of Publicity, Acholi Sub-Region PL Uganda, I think that is Patriotic League of Uganda, Secretary of Publicity, Acholi West, PhD, and also PhD fellow, son of a retired NRA or UPDF officer. Well, Chen is a politically active figure with formal roles in regional publicity and party coordination. His post likely reflected internal admiration or informal sentiment within NRM circles. However, it is important to note that he is not affiliated with any recognized polling institution, and the post did not cite methodology, sample size, or geographic scope. It should not be interpreted as a scientific poll or a validated measure of public opinion. Circulation and narrative risk. The screenshot is currently being shared without its original timestamps or context, creating the impression that it reflects November 2025 realities. This raises concerns about narrative manipulation, where outdated or context-specific content is repurposed to influence public perception. In Aruu County, where multiple candidates are contesting, including one under the NRM banner and another as an independent, that is Odonga and Komakech, such content can distort voter understanding if not properly contextualized. Now, this tactic, while common in political environments, carries risk. Temporal misrepresentation. The post predates the primaries and general campaign period. Source limitations. It lacks empirical grounding and cannot be generalized beyond its original scope. Disinformation potential. Circulating site content without clarification can mislead undecided voters or reinforce biased interpretations. Technical assessment, why the screenshot is now irrelevant. Number one, outdated reference point. The post was made before the primaries and does not reflect current campaign dynamics. Secondly, non-scientific origin. It was not based on polling data and lacks transparency. Well, thirdly, party-specific sentiment. It reflected internal NRM admiration, not general electorate views. Number four, no endorsement of current use. The post has not been reissued or validated for general election relevance. And then the fifth thing I need to say is risk of misrepresentation. Without proper framing, it can be used to falsely imply electoral dominance. Well, in conclusion, the second post by Chris Jude was a non-scientific expression of party sentiment, not a validated poll. Its current use in political discourse, especially in the context of general elections, is misleading and should be critically assessed. Voters and observers are encouraged to rely on current, transparent, and credible sources when evaluating candidates and campaign narratives. In summary, disregard this post because it is outdated. It reflects what is an NRM primary election. It does not validate any member in a relevant context at this time. Thank you.